Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to discuss more applications of nanotechnology. Now, suppose if we use nanomaterials in agriculture, okay, using nanomaterials in agriculture as a pesticides, as a these in agriculture nanomaterials are very useful, and using these nanomaterials we can increase the productivity of the crops, okay, like nano pesticides, nano fertilizers, these we can use, and which is suppose made up of nano materials. Then this nanomaterial can increase the productivity of the crops, and this can also improve the quality of the soil. If suppose if we use nano gels or nano geolites, okay, in nano pesticides and nano fertilizers, then the your soil will become more healthy, okay, or this will improve the quality of the cell, quality of the soil, as well as if you consider the nanomaterials, then this can stimulate the plant growth, okay, like suppose if you consider silicon dioxide, titanium dioxide, carbon nanotube, and if you provide at the root of these plants, then this will simulate the plant growth, or you can say there will be more growth of the plant and more will be the productivity, okay. And similarly we can provide smart monitoring of your crops, okay, or we can say using nanomaterials we can change the total productivity of the crops using all these nanomaterials as a fertilizers and pesticides, okay. Generally in agriculture you can use like for animal and plant health we can directly detect any pathogens which is affecting suppose your crops, then we can use nanomaterials as a nanopesticides, or plant production, as well as you can use you can control the animal production or insect using different types of nanomaterials as a sensor. Or we can say this is a totally different field of nanotechnology, where we study how the use of nanomaterial will change the productivity of the crops, okay, or how we can work, how we can use nanomaterials to enhance the uh, productivity of the crops. And therefore this is totally the different field of the nanotechnology, okay. Now, nanomaterials can be used in construction. Okay. Suppose if you use nanomaterials in construction, then this will be very beneficial. Like for example, we are using in construction like concrete, steel, glass, or many other things. If suppose these things are made up of nanomaterials, then this will give more better properties, okay, for building purposes. For example, if you consider the concrete, okay, and suppose that concrete is made up of nanomaterials, then that will be more durable, stronger, and can this we can easily do using nanomaterials, okay. And if you consider the steel which we have suppose made of nanomaterials, then that will be more tougher than the ordinary steel. And if you consider the glass, okay, made up of nanomaterial, that may show the property of self cleaning, or you can say lotus effect. And if you consider the paints, then that paints will also show the property of self cleaning, insulating, as well as water repellent, okay. Therefore the nanotechnology can be drastically enhance the properties of the building materials, okay. Similarly we can use nanotechnology in space, okay. So for example, we are using carbon nanomaterials based composite materials, okay. If you use carbon based composite materials in thrusters, okay, these materials are lightweight and low energy is required if these are used as a thruster in order to for the space exploration. um, Therefore what we I am saying that we can use carbon based nanomaterials In case of space exploration, for example, this is any space vehicle, we can use hydrogen storage or composite, this is aerosol, or different types of computers which is made up of nanomaterials, or the surface which is coated with smart nanomaterials, lithium ion fuel cell, etc., which is suppose made up of nanomaterial. And therefore we can we can enhance the property of these space vehicles using nanomaterials. Similarly, we can use nanomaterials in making cars. Okay, in various items we can make, these various items we can make of nanomaterials. For examples, these fuel cell sensor, airbags, or seat, or anything, engine control, sensor control, climate control sensor, electronics, pressure temperature sensor, everything, ABS system or EBS, all these things we can use nanomaterial to enhance the capability of the car. For example, we can use anti-reflectance coating, or color changing paint, okay, or scratch resistance paint, even soil repellent surface, okay, or the tire which is made of carbon black, okay, scratch resistance plastic, LED made of nanomaterials, and so on, heat reflecting grazings, and so on. We can make different parts of the cars using nanotechnology, and that will enhance the property of the this will enhance the this will increase the quality of the car. Okay. Or similarly, we can use fuel cell in these cars, like hydrogen based fuel cells, and then this will be totally based on the hydrogen economy. The upcoming cars in near future will be based on the hydrogen economy, where we will use the fuel cell based on hydrogen, and that will improve the quality of the cars, and fuel efficiency will be more, as there will be no pollution. Okay. Now let us consider the use of nanotechnology in medicines. Okay. We are using medicines in everyday life. Now, if suppose that medicines are made up of nanomaterials, then we can say that that is nanomedicines. Okay. Using these nanomedicines, we can improve the quality, we can improve the efficacy of the medicines using different types of nanomaterials in different products, as we have already discussed, like in beauty cosmetic products, sunscreens, etc. We can use nanomaterials to enhance the properties, we can use to enhance the nanotechnology can be used to in cosmetics and many other things, uh, to enhance the property of the medicine. And in near future it is possible to consider transhumans means cyborgs like things. Suppose we can combine the technology with humans. Okay. Or we can make, suppose for example, brains, eyes, ears, skin, bones, or many things, suppose, which are made up of nanomaterials. Then that can enhance the properties of the humans, and if that is the case, then this is known as transhuman. Okay. Where we use, suppose, technology, okay, to enhance the human intellectual power, physical and psychological capability. Okay. Like if you use machines or something, then that is known as cyborgs. Okay. This is known as transhumanism, where we can implant some chip in brains, or even you can implant some bionic eyes or stem cell technology, and all these things using nanomaterials and other advanced technologies, we can enhance the capability of humans. Okay. This is known as post humans. Now what we know, that today we are humans, but suppose if we use different types of gadgets, okay, made of nanomaterials, combined with the human body, then this is known as cyborg like things, or you can say these are the post humans. In this way, using the nanotechnology or other technology, combining with the nanotechnology, we can enhance the capability of the humans. Okay. For example, these are the various type where these are the different books where these books are based upon nanotechnology, where there they have discussed how using these we can create superhumans using these nanotechnology, gene doping and all other combining nanotechnology with all other technologies. We can make humans into superhumans. Okay, for example, like we can consider we can change brains or internal layers or we can external layers by combining the different nano machines or using nanomedicines. We can increase the capability of humans. And for example, if suppose we make suppose if we are able to make transhumans, then that will be very useful in space colonization or mega scale engineering, virtual reality, and many other things. Cybernetics, cy- cryonics, and cybernetics, and many other branches. We can combine this nano machine with the humans, and that will increase the capability of humans, and this will can be used for various purposes in futures. For example, it may possible that in near future the transhumans can do many other things. Okay, let us read the lines of Werner Winge, where uh, in coming 30 years we will have the technology means to create superhuman intelligence, or we can combine nano machine with the humans, and we can increase the capability of the humans, and shortly thereafter the human era will end. If suppose if you make some humans which are more advanced than the normal humans, then there will be many problem also in coming futures. But yes, in 30-50 years, in coming 30-50 years, we will be able to combine many technology with the human body, and we can make the humans having greater intelligence or capability. Okay, and that will increase the capability of humans. There is these are the known as emerging technologies or coming technologies, where we can combine nanotechnology with other technology to enhance the capability of the humans. Okay, there is one more technology which is known as molecular nanotechnology. What is the molecular nanotechnology? This is in 1986, Eric Drexler published a paper which is known as Engines of Creation, where he introduced a new concept that we can do nanotechnology can be combined with the molecular nanotechnology. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? Suppose, for example, we can make a nano machine, okay, and that nano machine can assemble molecules, suppose that can combine molecules bottom to up scale, where this machine can work by combining the suppose one molecule with another molecule with another molecule, and so that it can generate any structure. Suppose it even can generate protein structure, DNA structure, or even this can do, this can make anything. Okay, this is known as molecular nanotechnologies, where what will be the what is the concept that we will consider a machine and that can combine molecules to molecules. By combining the molecules to molecules, we can generate any complex structure. We can make anything. Even we can generate any structure, and by combining that structure, we can make any material. Okay, this is known as bottom up technologies. And for example, by combining atom by atom manipulations, by combining atom by atom, the machine is made up of in such a way, and that is given a some suppose some command that that machine can combine molecules by molecules, and by combining molecules and molecules we can make any structure. Okay, for example, this is a machine. In near future, suppose if we are able to make such machines, then this machine is designed in such a way, and it has ability to manipulate molecules directly, combining molecules by molecules, and this will generate anything. Okay, or you can say, for example, this is the nano assembler, where there are large number of nano machines. These are very small. These are nano machines. These are very small, and this can pick one atom, combine with the other atom, can generate one molecule, and combine with many molecules, can generate any structure. Then combining that structure, it can make any material. Okay, this is known as molecular nanotechnology. For example, this is the nano assembler. Okay, where what we are doing, this is designed in such a way though, so that it can combine one molecules with the another molecules and so on. This can combine molecules by molecules, and then this can generate any structure. Okay, if suppose in near future we are able to make such machine, for example, then what you have to do, this machine which is made up of very large number of nano machines. Okay, what you have to do, you have to add some raw material here inside, and that raw material which is made up of molecules. Now this assembler, this nano machine, will combine these molecules one by one, and after that this can generate any structure. For example, this is cake, and what you have to do, there is a fabricator, nano machines assembler or nano fabricator, where you can add some raw material, then that machine can combine molecules by molecules and generate any shape. Okay, this is known as nano factory or nano assemblers, where these nano factories can combine the molecules by molecules, and that can generate any structure. This will depend upon the command you give. If suppose if you give any command, then this will generate molecules, and in near future it may possible to make any material using these nano assemblies or these nano assemblers. If that is the case, then this is known as molecular nanotechnology, where we are combining molecules one another to make some structure. Okay, if suppose this is the case, for example, we are nowadays we are from 2000 to 2005 we were working on nanomaterials. Now the in this era nano devices were made. Now in near future it may be possible to make nano factories. Okay, now nano assemblers, where that is made up of very small amount of like STM probes. Okay, and that can combine molecules and generate any structure. Okay, if suppose that is the case, if suppose such a device is there, for example, if suppose this is the device, you have made one device, then what you will do? Okay, what command you will give first? हाँ जी, कोई बताएगा? If suppose in near future we are able to make such device, तो सबसे पहले आप क्या बनाना चाहेंगे? Am I audible or not?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, can anybody tell me, suppose such device in near future we are, suppose we will able to make such device in near future, then what we will do? If one device we will make, then what we will do next? This is simple. Suppose,
उसी उसी की कॉपी बना लेंगे सर।
yes, because one device you have made, now you can make copy of the same using that device, because that can generate any things. Therefore, suppose in near future if we are able to do such things, then suppose for example it takes 2 days to generate the identical copy of the machine, for example. Okay, suppose for example, if that machine can make the copy of the same in 2 days, therefore if you consider if there are the two machines, then that will make a 4 machine in 5 days, and in 7 days that will make 8 machine, and so on. Then if you consider go on doubling considering the doubling of the machines, then in 61 days there will be this millions of machines, there will be millions of machines. Okay, then using that machine you can generate any structure, you can do anything. If such machines we were able to make, will be able to make in near future, then this is possible to generate anything. If suppose somehow, for example, if somehow this process becomes suppose uncontrolled, अगर ऐसा होता है कि ये जो प्रोसेस है कहीं पे प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है कि वो मशीन रुकती नहीं है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट अस कंसीडर, तो क्या होगा? सपोज करिए कि आप एक नैनो असेंबलर बनाते हैं और उसको कमांड देते हैं कि वो आइडेंटिकल कॉपी बनाए, और फॉर एग्जाम्पल कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाती है और वो रुकते ही नहीं है, बनाते जाते हैं, तो क्या होगा फिर?
Our total area will be occupied that thing, sir.
Okay, this is known as, yes, this is known as gray goose scenario. If suppose you have made first nano assembler, okay, for making nano assembler we need organic matters, okay, then we make a machine that is nano assembler. In 2 days that will be programmed in such a way that this can make 2 machine, 4 machine, and so on. In 61 days this can make 1 million of machines, okay. And if this process uncontrolled, then what will be the case? Then whole earth, the organic matter of the whole earth will be exhausted, okay. And on the earth there will be no earth, there will be only machines. And if such uncontrolled process suppose happen somehow, then this is known as gray goo uh, scenario. This is a hypothetical scenario where the end of the world involving molecular nanotechnology, in which out of control self-replicating robots consume all living matter on the earth while building more of themselves. This is known as simply the gray goose scenario, where we can we can say this is just the science fiction, you can say simply. But if we are able to make such machines, and if suppose this becomes uncontrolled, then this disaster can happen, okay, or doomsday can arrive, because this replicating machine can consume all the earth, all the matter, and everywhere will be these machines. In order to suppose if this happens, then we can tackle this using blue good scenario. we can make we can make another assembler, okay, which can consume suppose these nano machines or destroy these nano machines, or we can say this blue goo or antibody, okay. But this is the possibility that somehow if this process becomes uncontrolled, then that will destroy the whole earth or a whole universe, if there will be only the machines, okay. But this is till date the work is there going on molecular nanotechnology, but we are not able to make nano machine, and this will take at least 50 to 100 years to make such to make such machine, okay. Now let us consider, we have discussed various applications of nanomaterials, no doubt. Okay, but these nanomaterials are very harmful also on human health. We cannot use these nanomaterials without doing any research, or you can use blindly these nanomaterials. Okay, this is not possible because nanomaterials are very toxic in nature. Okay, why these nanomaterials are dangerous? Because this greater surface area of the nanomaterial, or you can say greater surface to volume ratio, due to that they have increased bioactivity, okay. These nanomaterials can react strongly with the biomaterials, and if you inhale these nanoparticles, these can deeply go into your respiratory tract, okay. Or even these nanomaterials can pass into the blood or brain barrier. Even they can pass from blood to the brain barrier, okay. And these are very toxic in nature. These are very small size, small shape material, and if we use this material, this can enter even the inside the shell, or this can affect the organs of the body, okay. Even these nanomaterials are the carriers for more toxic molecules. Inhaling these nanoparticles can deposit in the lungs, and this can affect the other organs like brain, liver, spleen, and possibly fetus in pregnant women if we use these toxic nanomaterial or inhale these nanoparticles. Nanoparticles may cause lung inflammation and heart problems. Okay, these nanomaterials we cannot use blindly. Okay, there are various type of risk associated with these nanoparticles. You cannot use any food having nanoparticles because that is very dangerous. For example, if you consider this is the blood cell and this is the brain. Okay, here is the brain, there is a blood cell. These nanoparticles are very small. From the blood cell, this can go from this brain blood barrier, and this can enter inside the brain. Doctor says worry that these nanoparticles are so small that they could easily cross the blood brain barrier. Okay, and they can pass through from blood to the brain, and they can pass the membrane that protects the brain. There is a membrane which protects the brain, and these nanoparticles can cross these membranes and go into the brain, and that will affect the brain, and that will lead to many problems. Okay, therefore these are the blood cell in the brain, and these small molecules can penetrate, can come out from the blood cell and enter into the brain. Okay, and then this will be very harmful to the brain. Okay, there are various types of risk associated with, suppose, carbon nanotubes. Suppose you are using carbon nanotubes, this can easily go into the kidney, and this cause lung cancer, which is known as fibrosis. Okay, if suppose we are using carbon nanotube based nanomaterials in everyday life, then this can cause cancer. Even titanium dioxide nanoparticles, this is no doubt very efficient photocatalyst, and this can interact with the bacteria, and this is antibacterial also. Therefore this is used in a treatment of the plant. They can destroy the bacteria. Okay, or even you can consider the fullerene that can destroy the bacteria. These are the antibacterial in nature. These we use we use titanium dioxide nanoparticles in cosmetics. But the problem is with these nanomaterials are they can affect the DNA of the humans. If suppose if you consider the nano materials size greater than 100 nanometer, greater than 500 nanometer, then they did not affect the DNA. But if you consider the titanium dioxide nanomaterials of 20-meter nano size, then they can interact with the DNA, and they can break it completely. Okay, titanium dioxide nanoparticles having size 2 to 5 nanometer, this can cause inflammation in the body. Okay, and therefore even if the size is in between the 30 to 50 nanometer, this can affect the central nervous system. Therefore the use of nanotechnology and its effect on human health is totally size dependent. Okay, and this is not fully known yet. Okay, we do not know certainly that how these nanomaterials will affect the human body. Okay, and what is the role of the size of these nanomaterials, that up to which size we can use nanomaterials efficiently. Suppose 500 nanometer titanium oxide, that will be safe, or 50 nanometer titanium oxide is more safe and more efficient. Okay, therefore we cannot use this nanomaterial blindly. These nanomaterials can cause lungs cancer or lungs problem, and we are using nanomaterials also for the treatment of lung cancer. Both is possible. Okay, but high exposure of these nanoparticle to the body will lead to many problems, and in some cases we are using nanomaterials to kill the cancer cell. But the problem is associated with the nanomaterial, there is no doubt. If you consider the nanomaterial that can affect brain, nanoparticle inhalation can affect brain, lungs, circulatory system, heart, other organs, skin, and so on. No doubt. Therefore, we must use these nanomaterials very efficient, very causally, because these are the very um, uh, toxic in nature, and we cannot use these nanomaterial without any research. We cannot use, we must not use in everyday life. And no doubt these nanomaterials are very harmful to brain, nose, lungs, skin, blood, and so on. Okay, there are many types of, there are many types of risk associated with these nanomaterials. Okay, if suppose you are exposed to the nanomaterial, for example, if that nanomaterial is dry powder, that you can inhale easily that nanomaterial, and that will create high, that is, there is high risk associated with this. Okay, the inhalation of the dry powder of nanomaterial, and that can affect the skin in the in gestation and so on. If suppose that is in the form of aerosol or in the form of sol, that inhalation, skin, and this can affect very dangerous to the human body. And if that is a liquid for suspension, that can also very dangerous to skin and in gestation, and that is the risk is moderate. And if suppose you are using nanomaterial in abrasion, machining, grinding, or in machines, or then that is, there is low risk if you are using the composite material. Okay, if you use composite material, then there is low risk associated with that. Therefore, we can use composite nanomaterials. Okay, and the risk associated with that composite materials is low. Therefore, we can use these nanomaterials efficiently, but we have to consider other things. Okay, for example, if suppose there is a factory which is making nanomaterial, then there are the exposure of these nanomaterials to these production manufacturers. Okay, the persons who are making these nanomaterial, they are in direct touch of these nanomaterial, therefore they are in direct exposure. And then there will be the consumer exposure to the nanomaterial. And after that, something, suppose you are using nanomaterial in cleaning water, you are suppose using nanomaterial in drugs, finally that nanomaterials will go into the environment. Therefore, that will affect the environment also. Therefore, there will be three types of exposure. One is the one is the human exposure. Okay, that is direct exposure, and there is the public exposure due to the direct use of that nanomaterial. And then there is the ecological or environmental exposure due to the use of these nanomaterial. These nanomaterial will be in the environment, and that will affect the environment also. Therefore, there are the various risks associated with these nanomaterials. Before using the nanomaterials, we must work on, we must work on the safety of that nanomaterials. Okay, without nano safety, you cannot use these nanomaterials, because nanomaterials are very hazards. Okay, these are very hazardous in nature, they are very dangerous. Okay, for example, if we use nanomaterials, then this can enter into environment. Okay, environment can be polluted by using these nanomaterials, and there will be contamination of air, water, and soil if you use nanomaterials. Okay, and we are using nanomaterials, no doubt, to kill bacteria, virus, pathogens, or antiseptics. But for example, if you are using carbon nanotubes, okay, then these carbon nanotubes do not get easily removed. If suppose you are using nanomaterials, like for example carbon nanotube, then these materials cannot be easily removed. Okay, these nanomaterials will lead to, if can go into the environment, and these will remain in the environment, and you can inhale these carbon nanomaterials, and that will cause fibrosis. And therefore, this is the same problematic as asbestos. For example, asbestos is very lung cancer causing chemical, and similarly these carbon nanotubes are very dangerous. We are using silver nanoparticles in water, air conditioner, washing machines. Okay, no doubt these are the antibacterial also, but these silver nanoparticles we are using in many applications, in water treatments, in killing the bacteria. But the problem associated with this nanoparticle also kill useful bacteria. Okay, suppose if you use nanoparticles in cleaning purpose or any purpose, then this can also, suppose you are using as a drugs, then this will kill the useful bacteria also. Okay, and this unintentionally can mix with the environment, because everything you use finally go into the environment. Okay, and their removal from the environment will be very difficult. If suppose these nanomaterials suppose enter into the environment, then this cannot be removed. Same problem will come as we are using the plastic materials. Okay, we are using plastic polymers, and there is the problem associated with the polymer that these degrades, these are very harmful to the environment. Okay, same will happen if suppose we are using these nanomaterials. Suppose we are going to use these nanomaterials in 50 years, then in these 50 years this may possible we can pollute whole environment, and this will be very difficult to remove this. Okay, therefore we must use these nanomaterials very wisely, otherwise this will create many problems. Okay, यहाँ तक किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम है? कुछ कोई पूछना चाहेगा?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, transhuman means, once again, tell me, sir, what is that, sir?
Transhumans means, suppose we are humans, we can combine, suppose we can use some chip in our, suppose in brain, to enhance the capability of brain, or we can use artificial eyes to enhance the properties of eyes, or we can use nano machines. Okay, we can embed that thing in our body. Suppose we can use, for example, we can use different types of machines which can combine with the humans, that become cyborgs. We can say the one term, that is cyborg, the combination of machine and humans. Okay, then that is known as post-humans or transhumans, which improves the properties of humans.
Sir, here we are using, it will be killed our human era. What
Yes,
is this?
it means the, suppose if you make a human which is very wise. Okay, suppose which knows everything, in that case there will be problem. No, one there will be one small race, that is human, and there will be one more intelligent race, that will be the transhuman, and that will govern the humans, and then there will be the problems. No, मशीन अगर आपके पास ऐसी, देखिए मशीन ऐसी नहीं हो सकती जो खुद आपकी थिंकिंग कर सके, लेकिन ह्यूमन के साथ अगर आप मशीन कंबाइन कर देंगे और वो ह्यूमन इतना पावरफुल हो जाएगा, तो फिर वो नॉर्मल ह्यूमन को कुछ भी नहीं समझने वाला है ना? तो फिर वही प्रॉब्लम हो जाएंगे जो आप देखते हैं, आप जो मूवीज, साइंस फिक्शन मूवीज में देखते हैं, जैसे टर्मिनेटर एक्सेट्रा एंड सो ऑन। तो फिर ये प्रॉब्लम्स आपके पास अराइज होंगी नियर फ्यूचर में, अगर ऐसा कुछ होता है तो। नहीं, आप सोचिए, आपको थोड़ी सी नॉलेज हो जाती तो आप दूसरे को कुछ भी नहीं समझते हैं। अगर आपको दुनिया भर की नॉलेज हो जाए और आप पावरफुल हो जाए, तो फिर प्रॉब्लम तो होगी ना? नहीं? यस।
Sir, it means it will be developed so much problems in our human beings. Yes, sir.
Yes, that will divide the society into two races. One is human and second is transhuman.
Sir, most probably we are discussing here so many disadvantages. Why we are always doing this research, sir? Because it will be like a gray go scenario. It will be telling, it will be occupy all the our earth, and also when we are using these nanoparticle, it will be collapse our environment, it collapse our humans, it collapse our public, like that. So many disadvantages is there. Why we are always doing this research right now rigorously? If we are doing research like this, these nanoparticle will be attack our environment also, na?
Yes.
M- But why we are again doing this research, sir?
Before using these nanomaterials, we must know the disadvantages of this nanomaterial. Okay, because suppose we are using nowadays plastic, okay, and these plastics are very dangerous to environment. Why we are using? Because no one at that time thought that these will create the problem in near future. Okay, the science is very dangerous if you are not using the science wisely. If you are using the science in blindly without following the safety norms, and then that will be very dangerous to the humans as well as environment. Okay, therefore you must use this science very wisely. Science is very powerful, but as we know that we humans are greedy. We always, what we do, we don't follow actually the, we don't follow that the right things. We do always in wrong way. Okay, and therefore this will create the problem, because humans are greedy. And therefore, if suppose if you allow that use nanomaterial in medicines, then everybody will make nanomedicines. Okay, and that may cause cancer in 10 years or in 50 years. That will be very dangerous. Okay, therefore before using nanomaterials, we must do research. We must understand that how much that is safe to us, otherwise we must not use that. Are you
Sir, in
able to?
Sir, in case we are in upcoming days, we will after research we will suggest some scientists will be suggested this is a very danger. We can't use these things. In that time, we will stop this all the things, all the things.
No, no, you, how you will stop? If suppose you are using that thing, okay, then that will become very difficult to stop that. We must use anything after a complete research that yes, that is not unsafe to us, then we can use. And there must be some regulatory bodies which can control these things, that where you can use nanomaterials, how much size of the nanomaterials and everything. Otherwise that will be very dangerous.
Sir, one word you are using, science is very dangerous.
Hmm. Yes, because these nanomaterials are very reactive, very toxic. This can go into the lungs, can affect heart, pollute the environment. Therefore these are very dangerous.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let us consider what should be the symbol of nano hazard, because these nanomaterials are toxic in nature. Okay, for example, nuclear hazard. This is the symbol of radiation. For biohazard, this is the symbol of biohazard. And toxic chemicals. Suppose some toxic chemical. This is the triangle side that tells us the warning. This gives up the warning. Okay, this is the toxic hazard. Now what should be the symbol of nano hazard? Because these are the dangerous chemicals. क्या होना चाहिए, कोई बताएगा? आपको अगर आपको अगर कहा जाए कि आप कोई सिंबल बनाइए जिसमें नैनो हैजार्ड का कोई सिंबल हो, तो क्या बनाएंगे? नैनो मटेरियल्स हो जो डेंजरस हैं, आपको बड़ा सावधानी से यूज करना है. हाँ जी.
Universe symbol, sir.
ओके, एनी अदर वन? कोई और बताएगा क्या होना चाहिए? ये देखिए, एक कंपटीशन ऑर्गेनाइज हुआ था इन दिस नैनो हैजार्ड सिंबल्स, एंड देयर वर द 3 एंट्रीज. वन इज दिस, वन इज दिस, वन इज दिस. दिस इज एटम. Okay, and this atom is very dangerous. This can be the nano hazard symbol, or suppose this is the triangle, and here this is no, nothing is, one atom is visible. This is nano hazard. Or you can consider this symbol where suppose there are the, this is again dot dot dot. It means you are magnifying. Suppose you are using TEM or STM, and these are the nanoparticles which are very hazardous to us. Okay, so which symbol is the best? कोई बताएगा?
Second one.
First one. First one.
First one.
Sir, can you tell me once again, sir?
The symbol for nano hazard. This is the atom, and this is the symbol of this skull. It means this is very dangerous. Atom is very dangerous. and here we are using a magnifying glass, and there is one single element or nanomaterial. Okay, and this triangle represent that this is very dangerous. Okay, that is precaution. And there are the large amount of nanoparticles. These are separated nanomaterials, cluster of nanomaterial. This is dangerous to us. Then, but this is not the official logo of the nano hazard. Now, therefore, any nanoparticles we are using, we must use efficiently, wisely. There must be the nanotechnology assessment first. There must be good scientific practice. There must be complete studied ethical issues. We must be professional, researched, and we must know the risk benefits of that nanomaterial. Okay, the business models should be ethical. Okay, the nanomedicines we are using, that must be under strict control. Okay, there must be ethical uses of that nanomaterials. And finally, there must be some disposable recycling decay, that nanomaterial must be removed from the environment. Okay, by that must we must consider bioethics, because that must not that must not pollute the environment. If that is present in the environment, we must know some procedure to dispose that nanomaterial from the environment. Therefore, you have to design nanomaterial, you have to research nanomaterial, and then develop some product, use that nanomaterial efficiently. There must be some regulatory body to control all these processes. Okay, for example, there are the social and ethical issues associated with the nanomaterial. Suppose if you use nanomaterial and suppose that is causing cancer, then there will be social issues. Okay. And if suppose you are using nanomaterial without informing to anyone, then that is the ethical issues. Okay. Therefore, there must be some regulatory bodies which can consider the diversity, allocation, professional use, risk associated with this nanomaterial, even the patent or economic justice, data integrity, social justice, environment, risk perception, lab safety, toxicity. Okay, uh, intellectual property right, and many other things. These are included in nanotechnology. Okay, if suppose we are using nanomaterials, we must study first what are the ethical, we must follow the ethical practices, because as we know that whenever we are using science unethically, that is creating problem. Okay, therefore we must use these nanomaterial very wisely and ethically. For that, there must be complete regulatory procedure must be there. Otherwise, that will be very dangerous. No, ethical issues in medicines. If you are using the biomedicines, nanomedicines, okay, no doubt nanomedicines are very useful. They can kill cancer cell, they can increase the efficacy of the medicines, but these nanomedicines must be under strict regulations. Okay, any malpractice, if you using any malpractice or anything, that will affect your brains, heart, lungs, and everything. Therefore, nanotechnology are very useful, but this is dangerous also. Okay, and this if suppose these nanomedicines are used by the terrorist. Okay, because these nanoparticle you cannot see, and if suppose some terrorist um, um, enter some nanoparticles, suppose somehow these nanoparticles in the environment, then that nanoparticle will be very toxic, and that nanoparticle you cannot remove from the environment. Okay, therefore the use of nanomedicines will be must be under the strict control, because these are very toxic and environment friendly. Therefore, we must consider the only that nanomaterials, or we must convert that nanomaterial so that that is not toxic and eco-friendly. Otherwise, we must not use these nanomaterials. Okay, therefore there are the ethical issues associated with the nanotechnology. There must be the standard setting institutions, or there must be the regulatory bodies which can which which generates which can make law based on the use practice of these nanomaterials. And there must be the inclusive approach, there must be proper funding mechanism, and there must be some intellectual property right, and there will be must the government, this must be under the government control, which can consider the risk associated with these nanomaterials. We cannot use nanomaterials blindly or without any risk assessment. We cannot use, because suppose if you make some drugs based on the nanomaterial, and if suppose after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years that discovered that this is causing cancer, then that will be very problematic. Okay, for example, Johnson and Johnson, they are making some powders where there is some material which is causing cancer to the baby, then this will be very problematic. Okay, therefore any drugs, any use of nanomaterial must be under strict control, otherwise this will be very problematic. Okay, let me end this PPT with this slide. Okay, this is the one of the slide. Okay, can anybody tell me what is the meaning of this slide? हाँ जी, कोई बताए मुझे इस स्लाइड से तो क्या पता चल रहा है?
मेडिकल के फील्ड में, हर फील्ड में नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी का बहुत बड़ा वो हो सकता है एडवांटेज।
ये देखो, ये है कौन बनेगा करोड़पति टाइप का शो। इसने पूछा है, इसने बताया कि द आंसर इज नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी। नाउ यू टेल मी द क्वेश्चन। ओके, आप ये सपोज करिए कि नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी जो है वो सभी सभी चीजों का सोल्यूशन है। अब बस ये देखिए कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है। एक मिनट वेट करिए
Sir, what sir
Okay.
last?
1 second. Haji, it means he is asking simply that the answer is nanotechnology. Now, all the three participants tell me what is the question. Because if suppose you can say that in anywhere, you can say me any topic, everywhere these nanomaterials are useful, anything. The nanotechnology is the solution of every problem. Okay, you can think any question. The answer is nanotechnology.
So that patient is saying it will be very helpful to me. I am cure this using this nanotechnology.
Who is saying?
Sir, Veera sir.
No, Veera, what is your question?
Sir, not question, sir. You are asking some question now.
I am asking what is the meaning of this slide. You tell me, bas. Then you tell me what is the meaning of this slide.
What is our problem?
Yes, that the answer of every question is nanotechnology. You must think only the question. Tell me the question, any question, then we can solve that problem using nanotechnology. Okay. Nanotechnology is useful in everywhere.
What's the other option?
What is the other option? The options are atoms, DNA, labor, food, defense, anywhere. Or any question, any field, we can use nanotechnology to overcome the problems. Okay. आप ये बुक्स कुछ पढ़ सकते हैं। एक मैंने आपको बुक शेयर की है, नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी बाय प्रिंसिपल एंड प्रैक्टिसेस बाय सुलभा कुलकर्णी। ओके, उस बुक को आप पढ़ सकते हैं, बहुत सिंपल सी बुक है। अब हम आगे बढ़े कुछ और। चलिए यहीं तक रहने देते हैं, 4 मिनट है, आगे हम बात करेंगे नेक्स्ट क्लास में। हमें कुछ आगे क्लासेस में बात करनी है कि कार्बन बेस्ड नैनो मटेरियल, एरोजेल, कोर्सल नैनो स्ट्रक्चर, सेल्फ असेंबली, पोरस सिलिकॉन, क्वांटम साइज इफेक्ट एंड प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ नैनो मटेरियल्स। ये हमारा सिलेबस है, ये हमें इसको करना है। ठीक है, आलोक कुमार महंता,
Yes, sir.
अंजना विंसेंट, असगर अली,
Yes, sir.
अतुल,
Present.
ब्रह्मानंद,
Present, sir.
अब्दुल,
Yes, sir.
दिया,
Present, sir.
इप्सिता, नमिता।
Present, sir.
कल की क्लास होगी कि नहीं होगी? कल तो होली है। हाँ जी,
कल तो छुट्टी है ना सर?
कल छुट्टी वैसे तो नहीं है, लेकिन कल छुट्टी तो करना ही पड़ेगा, क्योंकि कल तो होली है, सब बिजी होंगे होली खेलने में ना। ठीक है, कल तो फिर क्लास पॉसिबल नहीं है। नवीन,
Present, sir.
रोहित,
Present, sir.
रोशनलाल, सागर, कहाँ है सागर? ये पार्टी कर रहा है क्या आज? क्लास नहीं आया? सारंग, सिंपल,
Present, sir.
सौरभ,
Present, sir.
सुप्रभा,
Present, sir.
हर्षिता,
Present, sir.
ऋतु,
Present, sir.
समरकांत,
Present, sir.
सतीश,
Yes, sir. Present.
श्वेता,
Present, sir.
धीरू,
Present, sir.
राहुल,
Present, sir.
विनोद,
Present, sir.
योगेश, इतिका,
Present, sir.
वीरेंद्र।
Present, sir.
ठीक है जी।